Please imagine that you are 9 years old when your father is tragically unalived. Your mother ends up strung out on drugs extremely bad. You are a young girl, you're trying to find your way in life, but you're not necessarily like daddy's little girl. You're not necessarily super soft and super girly and things. You're kind of sort of a little bit tomboyish. You do end up mainly growing up in like a group homish environment. The people that you cling to the most are heavily involved in the streets, so you do tend to migrate towards those kind of activities when it comes to illegal things, from either drug dealing or robbing people or doing things like that. Please imagine you're trying your best to just make it. You finally start trusting people, you finally get close to someone, and this individual named Chelsea, you make a slight mistake. Like, yes, y'all have feelings for each other. Yes, y'all are kind of sort of in a relationship. You make a slight mistake and you kind of sort of mess around with somebody else. Y'all, this individual sets you up to not only get jumped bad, you got jumped by hella men. Okay. And although you're in your teenage years at this point, you're still a girl. So getting jumped by a bunch of boys is insane. Your life goes on. You still have some of the same groups of friends. But when you run into this woman again later in life and you're financially where you want to be, you are accomplishing things, you've been hustling for a while, you're really set. You meet her and now she's a stripper. That's not to say that being a stripper is a good thing, bad thing, whatever. You meet her and you do feel drawn to kind of sort of speaking to her again. But at the same time, after how many years do you forgive somebody for setting you up to get jumped? Or do you even say to yourself, okay, you know what? We were young, we were dumb, things were different then. Maybe she didn't set me up, but she damn sure didn't intervene. After how many years does it take you to feel like I can forgive you for causing me physical harm, or I can forgive you for doing me wrong? This book really touched heavily on you better decide who you can trust. You better decide why you trust them. Um, Sometimes you'll be like, I am dead set on believing this is the person who unalived my father. And now that I know it was you, I'm going to do whatever it takes. I enjoyed the fact that I never knew what was coming next with this book. This book was 220 pages. It says typical time to read is 2 hours and 57 minutes. It is available with Kindle Unlimited. It is titled The Hottest Summer Ever by Elijah R. Freeman. I did not know what to expect with this book. It is a book of urban fiction. It is gritty. It has some spicy scenes to it for people that enjoy some spice in the books. I truly never knew what to expect and I enjoyed it. And I feel like that's what made it a page turner, because as soon as I was like, okay, this is what Kush is going to do, this is how she's going to handle things. At first I was wondering like about her and Red's relationship. I'm like, okay, are they like, they're cool? Yes, she's mainly attracted to women, but is it going to get to a place where they end up dating each other? And what I liked was that Kush really, when you talk about loyalty, Kush is extremely loyal. Okay. Yes, she did have that one slip up in the situation with Chelsea. Yes, it did occur. But at the same time, when you talk about someone that stands on principles, Kush is, she embodies that. Because if she tells you, I'm going to do this, this is what she's going to do. She is really and truly a person of her word. And I feel like it's rare to find that, especially when someone does grow up in the system or they grow up in certain group homes. People that grow up in those situations tend to be growing up in a survival instinct. So even after they're out of a survival phase, sometimes they really can't be trusted, because you never know what would you do if the tables were turned. If there was a different opportunity presented to you, would you backdoor me? And when ish hits the fan, because at this point, not only are they hustling and stuff, they also be setting people up to get robbed. And I don't know what made them thought it was a good idea to go play with them Haitians. Whenever people be like in a book, yeah, we want to set these Haitians up, I'll be like, bro, have you ever seen Shadows? Have you ever seen any movies with a single Haitian in it? Like, there are certain people that I would never F over. Haitians, you couldn't pay me to F a Haitian over. A Nigerian, a Jamaican. If someone says they're from New Orleans, I'm not playing with you even slightly. I really don't even want to get to know you. I'm going to be so honest. I just, those four for me, you couldn't pay me to set them up. You couldn't pay me to steal $2 from them. I don't want to sleep with their boyfriend. I don't want to try and backdoor them. I don't want to sit here and call the society about them playing music too loud. I don't even play with Haitians like that at this point. I just don't. Because for starters, they're going to get you back by any means necessary. I really truly believe like the Haitians that they were playing with in this book, I'm like, bro, you realize you're dealing with some people where like they'll burn the house down with themselves in it just to make sure that they catch you. Do you realize who you're playing with? Like, and I was rooting for Kush throughout the whole book because I was hoping and praying. I'm like, what is it going to take for you to turn your life around? Like, what is it going to take for you to leave the streets alone, to get a 9 to 5 maybe, or to even take all this money you're making, put it in stocks or something, move it towards something else. Speaking of stocks, this author has recently dropped a book where it is talking about how to invest in stocks while you're incarcerated. So that loops in perfect here as well. Y'all, at some point, you have to stop. Every good thing comes to an end at some point. Every good thing comes to an end. Nothing lasts forever. If you know that you've been living wrong for some time, and it's been years, and you don't kind of skated by, you almost got hit with a bid, and you evaded it somehow. Kush got out of a situation where she only served 2 years, and I know my girl should have been down for a minute. For me, when the judge told her, like, if you don't turn your life around, next time you're going to be serving some big boy numbers. You need to relax. I am a very big advocate of there is a warning before destruction. And Kush got so many warnings. The judge warned her. Red used to warn her. Who was the other girl? Keisha used to warn her. And it was like Kush just could not be stopped. She couldn't be stopped. I love the book. It was my first time reading a book by this author, so I really did not know what to expect. I didn't know if I was going to enjoy the theme of the book, where it was going. The top theme that I really got from this book: you better pick your battles wisely. You better choose who you call an acquaintance very wisely. When you see someone from your past, be mindful of the reason you guys fell out. Not every fallout needs to be reunited just because years have passed. Just because you and that ex, it was 6, 10 years ago when y'all broke up and now they're a Christian man, that does not mean just because your church going out, oh, maybe God is trying to resend them into my life so we can have that fairy tale ending. It doesn't usually end that way. And if it even if it does happen a percentage of the time, what are the chances it's going to happen for you? Okay? If someone sets you up, I don't care how big or small it is. I don't care if it was that weird coworker that made a complaint to HR and somehow you end up getting a write-up, but they were sorry after the fact. Now you guys are working at another job and they want to sit next to you on a lunch break. Ma'am, there's 5 other lunch tables. You know what? Don't even trip. Let me go eat my lunch in the car. I am a very big advocate of, if we fell out 6 years ago, don't speak to me today. Just don't even speak to me. I'm even leery of people where maybe I haven't seen you in like 6, 7 years, and it wasn't like we had a bad fallout or there was beef. I just don't know you no more. I don't know what you've been doing in the last 6, 7 years. I have no clue. And I really don't want to bring you into my life and what I have going on now. I've fought so hard to get to where I am today. I don't want to do it. What else was it about this book? What I really liked was too how Kush wanting answers about what happened with her father, she went about it in her own way. She went about her mourning process in her own way. I don't care how long it's been since you've lost someone that means a lot to you. There will be some days where you're okay, and next week you may be struggling to get out of bed for 2 days. Mourning and loss is not a linear process, and I wish I had learned that earlier on in life. Sometimes you're like, you know what? I'm handling this well. I go to their grave, I mourn them, I bring them flowers. Then you might get to a certain place in your life where you're like, I don't even want to go to funerals anymore. I don't even want to go to cemeteries anymore. And no one can fault you for that. Like I said, this book was available with Kindle Unlimited. This author has a lot of books that you can check out that are available on Amazon. I believe almost all of them, if not all of them, are available with Kindle Unlimited. Let me know in the comments what other titles I should be checking out by this author. You guys can always hire me on my website at allsbrooks.com to market and promote your books in Facebook groups, on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Fable, and a bunch of other platforms as well. This is something that I absolutely adore doing. I love reading about books. I love talking about books. My book, My Favorite Ex, is still for free on Amazon and Barnes & Nobles for a limited time period. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to do that, but it's there when you need it. I'll see y'all in the next book review.